What if your biggest problem isn't shyness? It's that your brain has been trying to protect you for years. Think about that. Every time you wanted to speak but stayed silent. Every time your heart raced before introducing yourself. Every time your mind went completely blank. What if none of that happened because you were weak? What if your brain genuinely believed it was saving your life? Sounds unbelievable, but by the end of this video, you'll understand why your brain reacts this way and why that's actually good news. Because if your brain learned this response, it can learn a different one. Imagine you're in a meeting. You have the answer to a question. You've rehearsed it in your mind. You decide, this time I'm going to speak. But just before you raise your hand, someone else speaks and immediately you feel relieved. Not because they gave a better answer, but because you no longer had to risk being judged. Then the meeting ends and you spend the rest of the day thinking, I should have said something. If that sounds familiar, you're not lacking confidence. Something much deeper is happening. A young man once shared that he avoided speaking during university presentations. Not because he hadn't prepared, he had. In fact, he often knew the topic better than anyone else. But years earlier, as a child, he had answered a question in class and everyone laughed. It happened only once, but his brain never forgot. Without realizing it, one embarrassing moment became a rule. Speaking in front of people isn't safe. That single experience influenced him for years. Not because he was incapable, but because his brain had learned to protect him. Shyness doesn't appear overnight. It develops over time. It is shaped by your experiences, your environment, and the meaning your mind goes or gives to those experiences. Understanding this changes everything. Instead of saying, something is wrong with me, you begin saying, this is something I learned. And if it was learned, it can be unlearned. Let's look at 4 of the biggest reasons people become shy. 1. Painful experiences. Maybe you spoke up and people laughed. Maybe someone rejected you. Maybe you embarrassed yourself. Your brain stores experiences like these as warnings. It quietly tells you, don't do that again. The problem is your brain keeps giving that warning even when the danger no longer exists. 2. Childhood experiences. Many confidence problems begin long before adulthood. Perhaps you grew up being criticized often, compared with other children, ignored when you try to express yourself, or constantly told to keep quiet. Without realizing it, you may have learned to doubt your own voice. 3. Low self-esteem. If you don't believe you have something valuable to offer, you'll naturally hesitate to speak. That creates a painful cycle. You doubt yourself, you stay silent, you miss opportunities. Then you believe even more that you're not good enough. The cycle repeats itself. 4. Overthinking. Some people don't struggle because they lack social skills. They struggle because they think too much. What if I say the wrong thing? What if they misunderstand me? What if they don't like me? While everyone else is simply having a conversation, you have 20 conversations inside your head. Here's something that changed the way I think about shyness. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a hungry lion and a social situation. It believes it is dangerous. When your brain senses a threat, it activates one of 3 responses: fight, flight, or freeze. Most shy people don't fight. Many don't run away physically. Instead, they freeze. Your mind goes blank. Your words disappear. You suddenly don't know what to say. Not because you're incapable, but because your brain believes silence is the safest option. Now, let's talk about something even more powerful. The conversations nobody else hears. I'm boring, they won't like me, I'm going to embarrass myself. I always mess things up. Notice something. These aren't facts. They're predictions. Your brain is trying to protect you from something that hasn't even happened yet. And the more you often repeat these thoughts, the more believable they become. Here's what I hope you remember after this video ends. Your brain is not your enemy. It simply has been using outdated information. It learned these patterns from your past, but your future doesn't have to follow the same script. What is learned can be unlearned. What is practiced can be improved. What feels automatic today can be rewired tomorrow. Before you leave, I want you to answer these 3 questions honestly. What situations make you feel the most shy? Can you trace that feeling back to a specific experience? And what do you usually say to yourself in those moments? Write your answers down. Not to criticize yourself, but to understand yourself. Because awareness is where change begins. If today's video helped you see that your shyness has a cause, not a flaw, then you're already thinking differently than you were a few minutes ago. But understanding why you're shy is only part of the journey. The next question is even more important. How is shyness affecting the people you care about and the relationships you could have had? That's exactly what we'll explore in the next episode. You'll discover how shyness quietly influences friendships, family relationships, dating, and even the opportunities that come from simply connecting with other people. You may be surprised by the ways it's been holding you back. If you don't want to wait, I've explained the entire process step by step in my book, Breaking Free from Shyness. You find the link in the description. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to Rise and Conquer, turn on the notifications, and join me in the next chapter for this journey. And remember this, your past may explain your fears. It doesn't have to control your future. Until next time, don't let fear write your story. Rise and conquer.